Wow, what an amazing, amazing mix. But let me tell you, nothing could be more amazing than the guests that are in my studio tonight. You know, there are some people who, when you invite into your house, you're just like, until niwaone. Hata sijuka watakuja. Lazima niwaone, nione gari yao kwa parking. Nisema, oh, wow, amekuja. So, Auntie Mado. Auntie Wamado. Okay, okay. Alafu mtoto alikuwa ni mtoto wa mama, lakini sasa watu wakasema oh, anaitwa mtoto wa Diana, pia yuko in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me such great pleasure to introduce to you the most talked about family, not only in Kenya but in the region. The Bahatis are in the freaking building. Diana and Bahati, hello! Najua zamani ilikuwa ni Bahati na Diana, lakini hata wewe unakubali siku hizi ni Diana and Bahati ama?
Zamani ilikuwa being Bahati.
Saini
kama ni Diana.
Diana and sometimes You know, what's so crazy is that I remember meeting Diana, and she's the only person who can attest to this. I met her in end of 2017, beginning 2018, and I told her, Diana, you cause more havoc than Bahati, and I know he's the star, but people care more about you. And I was like, see, we'll start channel yako. And you're like, maybe, because you were like, Ashad, please tell people, because they'll think I'm lying. Tell them.
No, I was so afraid, and Amina was like, you have it, you have the zeal.
You do.
You know, just give yourself the push and, you know, go out there, walk this path with pride.
Yes.
And guess what?
And here you are.
I did it, thanks to him.
Here you are.
Yeah.
And I think,
and
you know,
actually this is where she did her first TV interview on NTV.
Yes, yes.
Kweli.
Tumetoana mbali. Tumetoana mbali. And you know, unajua, you know, for a lot of people back at home, and I remember when I was interviewing Amber Ray, I was telling her, si yeye alitaka kuingia kwa industry. Ni watu walimforce. You know, Diana was very okay playing the background, supportive wife, supportive girlfriend at the time.
Yes.
And people are the ones who are like, oh, Diana, na yeye. Oh, Diana, na yeye. Na huyo mama. Oh, Diana. And she was like, what do I have to do with anything? Because I'm just like the side chick to the main act. They're the ones who brought you in. Am I lying? They're the ones who brought you in.
They are the ones who brought me in. Actually, I think the biggest thing that we face out here from, you know, haters, wanataka wakuchukie kwa sababu unapendwa. You know, you have somebody who loves you, so they don't want to see that.
They don't.
You know, they want to fight that.
Yeah.
Na sasa yani unapata kuna mtu anakuchukia just because kuna mwingine anakuchukia. Kwa nini upendi Diana? Hivyo tu.
Hivyo damu
yangu impendi. You know,
they talked her into celebrity like.
They did.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
You know, Bahati, you're the only person who can truly attest to the fact that she did not want this. You know, if you knew Diana before, Diana was very shy.
Yeah,
she did not
shy.
want to talk to the bloggers. People would always ask her to come for interviews. She didn't want.
Yeah.
Ni watu wakashinda wakimtafuta. Wakamtafuta wakasema no, tafuta chambueni huyu Diana.
Because I remember the first time even when I brought her to, I think I came with her, there was an interview going, there was a certain show that was going on, I think with Rashid then. So on NTV. So I think when we came with her, and then the questions were too much directed to her. It was like, we only see her on social media. Na ni kama they wanted to know more about her. Yeah. Of course, I had pushed her to open her own YouTube channel. Alikuwa nakataa. Pengine alikusikiza. But nilikuwa nampush, do this. Anakataa. The day we announced her YouTube channel, that same day in less than, and it is then, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. It's
I've seen the interview. Have you seen it? Mukika kwa sofa. Oh, babe, welcome to my channel. And then he asks you, what is the name? And you're like, Diana Bahati. And he asks you, why is it not Diana Marua? And you're like, Mr. Jewy, because that's how green you are.
Green, yes.
Yeah.
So it was the number of subscribers alipata that first day ndio ilimuonyesha I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, in a year alikuwa already amekuwa yani amepata serious numbers. In 2 years she was the most subscribed content creator in Kenya. Right now she's the most subscribed content creator in East Africa. Number 7 female artist in Africa.
Thank you.
The only female artist, okay, sijui unaimbanga saa ngapi, but who has 1 million subscribers. So I've seen her journey grow. Nilianza 10 years ago. Naona Instagram niko na 3.6. Sasa naona anaingia 3 million.
Yeah.
She's catching up, like.
Yeah, she is.
You know, and
but
I'm so proud.
What credit do you have to your haters? Because you know, earlier on, when you would get in, the shyness, and Bahati is, again, like I said, one of the few witnesses who was there to say that this was not something you were looking for, it's not something you wanted. Do you think that haters, they speak more glory to your life than even supporters?
I think they do.
I think they do.
Yes, they do. And actually, me now be a hats off, you know, hands down. I'd stand up and give them a round of applause because I am here because of them. And fortunately, unfortunately, naweza sema, I am also happy that wengine walikuwa haters wakakuja wakatransform, you know.
Na ni wengi
umeona
online.
Na watu wanakuja naniambia, Diana, I never used to like you. I used to hate you. I don't know why, but right now I cannot do without you. I just want you to, unajua, keep on inspiring, keep on creating content, you know.
Yeah.
And that really humbles me.
Yeah. Do you think that a lot of it comes from the fact that very many people are in loveless marriages or just unsatisfying relationships where your partner doesn't fulfill you, doesn't make you happy, is not there for you, and you think that they're projecting? Do you think that's what it is? Because you also have friends who may not be on the show, may not be people that you expose on social media, but they tell you their real problems and their real frustrations. Do you think that's one of the things that they're going through? So wanaona na Diana anapendwa. Anapendwa aje jamani, si gari, si nyumba, si nguo. Do you think that plays a part?
Yeah, hata ndio nimeanza nikisema hivyo. I think some people just don't like the fact that you're progressing in life. You know, na ukiangalia life yao, pengine life yao haiendi vile inafaa iende. So they want to, nasemaje, they want to spit that hate and that anger on you. Na mimi ushinda nikiwaambia, life is a journey. Mimi na Bahati, hatukuanza ati tumepatana leo and then all of a sudden I have a Range Rover. It's taken so much hard work.
Yeah.
It's taken prayers. It's taken us to push each other. Tumekosana mara mingi.
You know?
It's true. But at the end of the day, it is you as a woman, you need to encourage that man. And tell that man, I love you, I am proud of you, go do what you need to do out there. And when he comes back home at night, yani receive na open arms. And that is the only way this man will feel the love and support, and he'd want to go out there and do more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's our story. Haijakuwa all roses, all green, all ati tuko sawa. It's taken a lot. He is my biggest support system. And I'm sure I'm his biggest support system. So we complement each other.
Is she?
In that way.
Yeah, she is.
She is, right? And your biggest critic as well. Because ni yeye tu anaweza kukuambia Bahapa, umechoma, unatuaibisha. You're putting us down.
But you know, at the end of the day, we, like, personally, I'm a dreamer. And there are dreams that, and it's so good when you dream, hata kuna saa una dream hata your partner is challenged, you know? Like, one of the things that, even though Diana is my biggest supporter, she struggled supporting was my entry into politics. You know, when I tried politics. That was one of the toughest, you know? It's a story for another day.
Like, which way do you think is this going to be, like, normally? Like, oh, of course, I love you, let's go.
Anaamka, bwanake analia kwa TV. Na unajua mapresenta wenyu wakiamua Bahati ana Bahati wanapiga hapo.
Mbona unalia? Bahati mbona kukaza.
Unakaza aje?
Unalia kwa choo kama sisi watu wengine. Nini unalia hapo? Umefinywa mbele ya watu, umefinywa kando.
So the challenge, of course, as a couple, because hata yako na dreams saa zingine, you know, for me I need time to maybe process and all that, you know, and that's what makes, you know, the dream big and the success big.
That is true.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu mnajua mmetoana wapi. So now, to prepare myself for this interview, can you imagine I watched every single interview?
Every single
episode.
Ooh,
Episode of the Bahati's Empire.
Yes.
No, not Bahati's Empire.
Being
Being Bahati.
Bahati.
All the way to Bahati's Empire. When you watch them back to back, there is something extremely inspiring about it all, because in the very first series they did, achani niwaambie, kwanza mkizi watch back to back,
They change.
my god, unajua kwanza
start
kuna
from
part nyingine hapo sister yako amekamka nyumba Diana anakuuliza ati Baha kwa wapi? Unaona Baha atakuja nyumbani siku 2, kuna ma crates za mayai hapo juu ya fridge. The new episode, the new series, the mansion is so big, sioni fridge.
Thank you. But
No,
let me say,
fridge iko hapa, then iko curtain inaanguka, like the things are all close by. The things are close by, hakuna mtaa, umefura, amefura.
I think that's where I should say first. Thank you so much for, you know, to Nation Media for giving us an opportunity when we were starting.
Yeah.
We tried, we were the first to risk then to risk reality on national TV. So and you know, this is an organization.
It is.
Utaamka leo una trend hivi and then you get kwanza our boss Monica alikuwa kita meeting, najua kimeumana. Nafaa hata kurudi kumsalimia, you know. You know, thank you for giving us an opportunity when we were starting. I remember being Bahati, we co-produced with Eugene Bogwa. It's important to credit that. Then NTV gave us another 3 seasons of Bahati reality that we did now in-house, you know, with Diana, EMB Entertainment. We were trying, and I know when you look at that quality and what
is happening right now, you're like, are they the same people? You know, Diana was pregnant throughout, by the way. So mapua ndi tumbo ndi ayuka akona hasira, akuna tema na furaha. By the way, she's constantly either carrying a baby, feeding a baby,
there's nothing to smile about.
Ayuka na furaha. She's like, Baha ukuji. And then, you know, this season, when people see her and she's like, I want a mansion, they're like, Diana is so ungrateful. I'm like, go and watch huko
Exactly.
the curtains as much. Guys, you don't understand. You know, so many of you didn't get to see. So if you watch it now back to back, Diana in so many episodes akona the same clothes because she was breastfeeding in the other one and she's washing the baby in the other one, and Heaven, they're all online. They're all online. And when she's demanding today for a chopper, I mean, Bahati is offering a chopper. When she's asking for a bigger house, when she's asking for a bigger car parking space, you need to go back and see. Ametoa wapi Bahati? Ndio tuelewane kwa nini leo hii anaitisha hivi yote. But here we are, you guys.
And you know,
congratulations.
Thank you. Yani wewe umetukumbusha.
Mimi nimekujua hata hizi
hata tutakai kuwatch hizo episodes.
Bro, uko na unajua Diana nilikujua wewe before. Hauna dread.
Zikina kama tuta. So
I'm so proud of you guys.
I think first thing that I can say is I am glad that we share our lives the way they are. Sisi, we are the kind of content creators that atuwekangi kichungi ile because tunataka hii ndio iende, hii siende, because I believe when you show both your failures, your success, your sad times, your happy times, you're in a position to inspire even more.
Because people relate to you.
Yes, you know, because when you look at even the production that we did then, and right now I can confidently say, and just like I said in front of the you know,
DP.
yeah, ile siku kwa launch, yes, we have good producers and I respect them, but even the public can testify that the Bahati's Empire is the best reality Kenya has done.
Best.
You understand?
Best.
So it is because the growth has been there. We learn. There are people who are doing this production, and I learn a lot from them, you know. And where we are today as a couple, even when we are doing this show, because both of us are executive producers of the show,
Yeah.
we were like, we need to give people the next level. Ever since we took a break on the Bahati's Bahati reality since COVID, because COVID is what made us take a break from NTV.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Stop.
Our contract
was
by the way
COVID.
was never, it was COVID.
So let me just tell people something. So you know, Bahati was on Nation. It was them, then the trend, and I was like, "What show is this?" I was so used to being number one. I was like, "Ati akina nani?" And I remember before you launched the show, we met and we talked about it, and you were like, "Amina, we need to do a show. That's where the world is going." But you were the number one show, so it was COVID.
It was COVID.
Yes.
Oh, no mkachukua break.
Yeah, we took a break.
Now look
due
at
to
yourselves
COVID
now, Bahati.
In
2020.
2019,
2020.
December, November.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
because
a
it
month
started in
before
January.
2020, yeah.
COVID started in March.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then you were because you
I
had to take
remember
a production
after
break.
the announcement
Yeah.
is when we got an email from the programming that, you know, people, because everyone was locked down. Yeah.
So ikabidi tu mkae nyumbani kidogo.
Yeah.
And look at you guys now. You know, a lot of people actually do not know this, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to share this, but you know, they had shared this show with so many local production houses, and they were turned away. And then, was it Diana who told you, let's try Netflix? Niambia ukweli sahi.
Let me tell you.
Was it Diana?
I got to a place, I gave up. Because why? Amina, we had dreamed of doing not only the Bahati's Empire, but our dream is to give a next level in terms of TV shows in Kenya. That's what we want to do right now, and especially unscripted reality TV shows. So we had invested like almost everything we had, around 13 to 15 million.
13 million, yes.
Yes. We just invested in equipment. Okay.
Hold up. Na mujui kama inajipa.
Na
Any
tujui kama
risk?
it was a risk.
Risk ya 13 mama mado, auntie mado.
Yes.
So let me tell you, that was the only thing we wanted to do. And kumbuka, where I was from politics. I just lost the seat.
They just played you.
It was
betrayed you.
Saa hiyo hata natafuta vile ndapata, unajua, because truth be told, I was the president's right hand. Unajua, even when the wheelbarrow was being launched,
you were there.
I was there. When it came to vying, whatever decision I made, it was a lesson learned. Okay, nimeanguka, you can't call the president. You understand?
You can't.
Like I said, it was even
Ukubali,
a big...
take the L.
Unaelewa?
Yeah, unakubali.
Kabisa. So whatever we had, we have invested. We are very open actually. And then we do the pilot. We try, we knew we had a good show. Even with the pilot. But first, I can neither tetea watu. Let's say you go to whatever, let's say even Showmax. They have never heard about you as a producer.
Yeah.
No.
They have never seen what you've produced before.
Ever. Or what you want to or intend to.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, I'm just giving let's say
Naelewa.
Showmax as an example.
Who
this
are a big
case.
sponsor of the trend.
Of and I am a big also fan of Showmax. Okay,
Yes.
so you're on this. Who will believe that you can deliver this? The only thing I have is naweza jenga show kali. Please nipeni opportunity.
So all you have is belief and Diana. You
Na
don't have
bibi
the
yangu.
belief of God and
Na
Diana.
bibi yangu. Okay?
No, please.
So everyone is like, "Ai,
Oh, Diana.
ebu
do you have to
acha.
show?
What do you have to
Yes.
show?"
No, but you know, Diana, I just feel like, you know, a lot of people don't understand this. You know,
Yeah.
they try to break you down. I know it's like a joke. And we had this roast on the day of the launch, and people didn't get to see it, but there was this roast, and these comedians got on stage. And the biggest joke that they would make is the 3-year difference that Diana has over Bahati. As if you who's watching this show right now, you're not dating someone who has 10 years, 9 years, elder, younger. But it's okay. Now she's on TV, so it has to be a bigger deal. But you have pushed Bahati to levels that even if he will never admit it to the public, he would never have attained, reached without you.
Yeah, kabla hata ongea nikwambie, you know that, and you know when every time, because we tried several places, and every time the response was
Producer,
not that, you know,
Favorable, wanasema,
and I could understand the reason was, what have you done before? You understand?
Yeah.
So then my wife was like, I know we have numbers and we have the right show, because we knew what we have planned in terms of, you know, we were very open to tell our story bila kuficha. And she
Yeah.
was like, do you know what? Let's try the biggest platform in the world, streaming platform. Let's go for Netflix.
So when she said that, were you in
Nikawashanga,
bed?
huyu
Were
ni
you on
wa-
the sofa? Were you like, msichana
nilikuwa hapo
awache
hata
pombe?
nakula nikaona huyu
Ama
ani-
ache pombe. Shida yako ni
apike
nini,
tu
babe?
chakula tu
Babe,
kule.
babe,
You understand?
waende ulale, kujua ulale.
Yani,
Inaonekana.
you understand?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when I did that trial, I did it because of her.
Oh.
I
Did you?
sikujua ati because umeambiwa no mara mingi hadi
Haijalishi, you can hear
unaelewa.
no everywhere else.
Sasa I did it because of her. I can't believe right now we have been
Wait, so then
tumeshaambiwa
so
to
then-
pitch for season 2 as
So
we speak.
then, in fact, everyone is asking for season 2, and I'm so happy
Yeah.
you just gave a response to that, because
Yeah.
they're just like, what nonsense is 6 episodes? Because
Yeah.
everyone watched. You know, Diana told me at the minute if it is Friday, at what watch yote nikamwambia, "Ai babe, relax. Unajiona unajida." Kila mtu aliwatch siku moja.
The same
So
day.
nataka kujua Diana, when he told you
Yeah.
that he's pitching, oh wait, okay, so how did this work? First of all, so you listened to her, you were like, oh babangu na, oh bibi yangu anakuanga na kiherehere. Now we have pitched. Netflix says yes. Did you feel like your wife is the most amazing human being in the world? Truth be told.
Let me tell you,
Tell me now, Bahati. Tell me. Tell me.
at times hapo ndo unaweza ambia wazee, sikiza bibi yako. You understand? Because I felt like she believed, or she believes in me more than I believe in myself. Because she knew what we have, lakini mimi nili lose hope, yeah, carry on. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Bila nili lose hope, ali carry on.
Yeah.
And can I tell you, bila kudanganya, she pushed me to a bigger deal than what I was looking for, even locally.
Diana,
You know.
get the flowers. Where are my
Yeah,
flowers? I had said there would be a part I'm giving flowers. My flowers are not here. Nimeshinda nikitisha queue ya flowers. Flowers haziko. Watu wananichokesha, but there are flowers that I'm supposed to be throwing on you right now.
Thank you, Amina. Thank you.
Diana,
Yeah.
no matter what people say, you could be 15 years older than Baha.
Yeah.
He would never have reached here. He would never have had the kind of family he had. He keeps constantly talking about it. I don't know if you hear that he never had a family. He
Yeah.
never felt like he had a family. And all his life,
Yes.
he only dreamt about having a family. Not only did you give him a family, but you also gave him a name, and you also encouraged him. And you know, people never see that. They never saw prior to the years to the many times he would trend for crying, not being gospel enough, not being religious enough. You are there to tell him that.
Yes.
No, but I feel like women's roles are not told and spoken about enough in men's successes. So you told him after he was told no and he wanted to give up. Mbona usemi, babe? He had given up. He said he doesn't want to do this thing anymore. Let him go back to music. And you said, no, babe, let's go to Netflix. This is your chance, Diana. Tell them. Tell people how you are supportive. How without you, this show would never have come to be.
I saw how much effort he put into putting everything together, including the pitch.
Yeah.
And I love his drive. He is very focus-driven. And I said, babe, this is what we are creating, and I'm going to knock on these doors, and this is what I want for us. So I think we literally face that rejection. He was very discouraged. And you know, sometimes a man can fight until he feels like he can't fight no more. And there I am, looking at him, and the best thing I would have done at that moment is to hata nimpatie hug ama nimshikilie mkono na nimwambie babe, this is not the end of the road. Haimanishi when one door closes, there's no opportunity for us to get a different door and a bigger door. Na nikimwambia hivyo, I told him out of faith, out of belief. Na nikamwambia, babe, hatujafika bado. Kuna other platforms. There's Netflix. The sky is not the limit.
Na ukisema hizi vitu zote unamwongelesha stories za jaba.
Mimi.
Because you don't even know. You're just like, babe, there's the one, there's HBO, there's you don't know, right?
This man is my biggest support system.
Yeah.
And right now, when you feel like everything has shattered in front of your eyes, what do?
You encourage,
sasa
you push.
Nitamwacha aende huko nje apate encouragement.
Lakini uko unajua, you're just like, babe, let's go.
No,
let's go right
unajua,
now.
Kwanza kumbuka ananiambia hivyo. Kumbuka hivyo ananiambia na ni mimi bado anataka nitafute.
Utafute hao watu wa Netflix.
Yes, ni mimi.
Ndio hujabisha bado.
That's so funny. She's like, umeenda huku na huku.
And then I was like, hata sikutafuta because alinipea motivation such that I did not even start locally. I started in Netherlands, the HQ.
Yes.
And they were like, the first, when they replied, I remember the head of licensing Africa, he was like, yes, you can deliver the first reality TV show for Netflix East Africa. I did not believe.
Sasa mansion yake kwa wapi? Bro. Utatuambia thank you, utatuimbia hapa, ulie, toa miwani ulie. Hataki machozi, but I'm just so happy for you guys. You know, like we live in an extremely hateful country. And I have known Bahati for so long, truly, too long. Even back in the day when he was truly just about the gospel and people truly just exposed him to so much vitriol and hate that was unimaginable just because he was winning in life. He had never done anything wrong to anyone. Before any beef had started, all he ever did, and Bahati, you can attest, all you did was just praise God and talk positively about everybody. And then there were all this press, it was negative. Oh, nashangaa watoto wametoka. He used to ask me, why does the press, because he used to think I was one of them. He was like, mbona nyinyi, why do you only rate about the negative things? Like, nimetoa ngoma, nimepatiana sijui nini children's home, nimefanya. Why is this the thing you want to talk about? You know, so for all these people, they don't understand how you guys have been exalted and just like raised to these avenues and platforms. But I'm just happy.
And thank you.
I am so happy, Bahati. Let me just say, I'm so happy. I am so happy.
Thank you for coming for the launch.
I have.
Even when we were launching Diana B, she was there.
Even though I told you, mimi niliambia Diana, she can be a bigger brand than Bahati. Did I not? Nilikwambia. So mumengia hii show, I just have a question. Diana, why are you always walking away? Why in this new show?
Yes.
Why do you get angry? And the minute in the Bahati's Empire you are upset, you're like, unaenda api, babe? Why are you always walking away?
Because I know him. Namjua.
Aye.
Let me tell you, Bahati can force issues. Bahati can force issues na afinyilie na kuweke huko kwa kona na hata yani ya kufunganisha na huko.
So you walk away before he manipulates you.
Exactly.
Oh,
She's bana walking
Nikki,
away bwana, lakini
apunguze. John, I don't know how much time we have. I have too many questions for this show. I even asked him if I could host a reunion of the show. Wakaniambia hii show kumbe ya family haikuangi na reunion, sikuwa najua. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all these questions that I have. There are billions. There are billions of questions. There are billions of questions. So 7 years, I understand that we are actually not married. So
That's what Nameless told us on the show.
Sasa ukafind out umepatiana zawadi.
Mimi nilijua Nameless akiniambia ati kwa show hapo.
Si Range Rover. Si watoto sijui
Yes,
gapi.
celebrating 7 years anniversary
Ati
as a boyfriend.
But nimeenda nimetoa mahari.
Na.
Ati just because I've not done the white wedding.
Yeah.
No, we cannot operate like that.
Then
you
we
have
have
not
to.
gone to the altar before
haven't.
God. You have done it before men.
But God is with us even inside the house.
Bahati, imagine,
You
let
know,
me just tell
even
you,
in
in
the
fact, what
Bible-
you're doing is you're just exposing Diana to more men to hit on her. Because you're just dating. Toa miwani, toa shati, nakwambia toa shati. Toa shati. Bahati, kama hauja watu hawajaona tumefanya amevaa nguo white. Are you really married? Aya,
Na watoto wote nimempea, si ati amenipea.
Watoto akothe atakwambia. Watoto na namba haishtui kakangu, haishtui Bahati. So acha
Mmenitisha. Mtafanya niitane harusi ya watu wawili kesho.
Hebu tuite, mimi nitakuja. Mimi nitakuja. I will always stand. Diana, that's so sweet. I will always show up for you guys, truly. But Bahati has always shown up for me. And like, no matter whatever jokes people will say online, he's always shown up for me from K20, from another channel.
Yeah.
Now, there's also another issue that was very big on the show that I think was one of the most realest parts that I cried. Who is Diana? Bahati, did you cry for real? Like when you were watching the show, were there new things that you learned from that episode?
As a creator of the show, that was the toughest.
Sindio.
That was, let me tell you, it was the toughest because I had to do the QC. I had to go through the cuts. It was so real that that episode was almost more than 2 hours. We had to cut it down to almost 40 minutes. And I had to do it because whatever was on that episode, I did not want my wife to watch again because I saw how it hit her when, you know, during the episode, when we were even filming the episode. That is one of the episodes I can tell you that, yes, we guide. Even reality shows, you can guide. But that was raw and scripted, and it was the toughest. Yeah.
There were 2 episodes actually. Hey Diana.
It was tough. I think
so
it has opened up to hata mimi lini up nani naishi naye kwa nyumba.
And I think maybe that's why she can take on so much. I think that it helped people understand how Diana can just be okay with a national trending hateful train of people saying all types. Oh, I'm so emotional. That they would say all types of things about her because she had one of the most challenging and most difficult upbringing that anyone could have, and at the same time she was raising siblings.
I mean, you know, when I talked about that, I wanted people to understand who I am. People are used to seeing Ule Diana Antimado, Ule Ame make it in life, you know, the glitz and the glam, without knowing that I have a story, you know, I have a story behind me. And this is what many families are going through. This is what many single parents are subjecting their children to. There's so much anger and bitterness and bile. And sometimes, honestly, I don't blame, or rather we don't blame our parents, because probably back then my dad did not know how to do it. He was alone raising 3 girls, all the bills are on him, everything is on him, and he's expected to, you know, stand strong and stand firm and be okay. Akona issues at job, you know, and all that. So when I was talking about how I was raised, it was to create awareness that childhood trauma is real and up to date. I fight with that. And I remember even the other day, nilikuwa nashindwa hata kulala. And I remember I told my hubby.
Yeah, when she watched it. You know, she had not
so
watched.
ilikuwa real.
Yeah, ever since she
Baby,
did
tell you
that
what, me hakuna mtu nimeongelesha hiyo part ajalia. In fact, I know even you know people who dislike you, who they have all these opinions about the Bahatis. Everyone said, hiyo episode. Hiyo episode.
Yes.
And it wasn't even like they could relate. Even if they had very loving, caring fathers, just the fact that you went through like that kind of abuse.
Yes.
And there's so many girls even right now today who are watching this show who are going through that kind of abuse. And I was trying to ask your sisters, like, what are some of the reasons like that your dad would beat you? And they said they didn't have to be a reason.
They didn't have to be a reason for us to get such kind of a beating.
It wasn't us, Diana. You're saying us to make it look like there were many. It was you.
Yes.
You used to take all the beating at least so that they could go to school, and so that you would wake up in the morning and you would make for them breakfast, and like you would make for them food, and you would make sure they have clothes, and you had washed clothes after sleeping the whole night on the floor. So it introduced people to a completely, oh, I'm so sorry, my love, I didn't want to make you cry. I know, but it was so hard, right? And for them to have a better life and a better upbringing and a better and a better like education. Because I did that for my family, and it's so hard, and people don't give you the gratitude for it, and it just never ends.
Yeah.
It never ends. Like you do it and do it and do it until, I don't know, you die. Oh my God, Bahati, but it's incredible that you showed the world, right? Before we knew this version of Diana, you showed the world that she's an incredible person. People saw it through other versions of her presentation on the channel. Now I want to cry. I'm such a crier. Sijui ni umaskini na nifanyanga nilie. Sijui ni machozi mingi na nifanyanga nilie.
For me, what
I'm just always so emotional. But we have to wrap it up. Because now I feel like we're just going to cry. Now I just feel like we're getting into the crying session of it. But it's an amazing show, guys. It's an amazing show. And Diana looks gorgeous.
On the show,
right?
She's the main.
The fashion.
She's the star of the show. So.
Unamnunulia nyumba?
A bigger house.
A bigger house?
A bigger house.
Is he getting a baby boy?
No.
Oh, hi!
Akaye hapo kamakis basi.
No, but imagine. No, but Baha, you know, back to back kids. 3 of them, and she adopted some. That's a lot.
Yeah, and one thing I can say. You know, personally, you know, the reason I fight for my wife is because I know where she has come from, what she has gone through, and I know what she deserves. You know, she deserves all the good things.
All of them.
Happiness.
Yeah.
She deserves, I know this is what she never thought she can be. So she needs to enjoy it. So I always tell her, whatever they say, whatever they talk, online, you know, we try so much not to be driven by what people talk online, because I grew up in a children's home. She has had a serious, you know, past and all that. So this is not the time to be sad. This is not the time to ati sijui ako na stress, depression, sijui juu ya nini. I always tell her, you know, you deserve all the good things in life, you know.
Yeah.
And the reason I called that episode Who is Diana, because
watu hamjui.
I felt like hata mimi I saw another side of her that I didn't, sikuwa nimeiona, you understand? And babe, I'm so sorry for what you went through. I believe it all works together for good for those who love the Lord. So, and God has something good in store for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it was just a lot. I'm just an emotional person, guys. Hey.
And so guys, go watch the Bahati's Empire.
No. Alikuwa like kulikuwa na nyaunyo inachukua na hanga anampiga nayo ati alala chini. Let me tell you guys, mimi nililia hiyo episode.
Actually, what touched me the most was, you know, they were looking forward. I had that for the first time on the show. They were looking forward to growing up and moving out of their father's house so that they can be spending time with their mom.
Oh yes, because after high school when they turn 18.
And then
yeah, unfortunately.
You just done with high school, boom.
Ameaga.
She passes on. So
yeah.
I think for me that ilini, you know.
Yeah.
Sitaki nilie, unajua sahii nimejaribu sana siku hizi.
Yeah.
Mimi
na Diana tutalia tu sahi. Wacha hizi kamera. Mimi kama Amina acheni niwaambie nitalia, and I'm so sorry to my director John, my producer Ndenga. We were supposed to end this interview 10 minutes ago, but you know the good news is we're actually going to do an extended version of a reunion with the whole family. I have many more questions. The show on TV can only allow us maybe half an hour.
True.
And there was a lot more to be discussed. There's a lot more to be expressed. There's a lot more to be talked about, whether it's in branding or it's in family matters, whether it's in so many of you saying that it's a scripted show, even though there's no show on planet Earth that is it's not scripted
Guided,
or directed or guided in one way or another. How are we doing in numbers, by the way?
Numbers?
Yeah.
So far we
because you were number one. You've been number one since you launched.
Yeah,
so
we are
tunafanyaje?
still the number one TV show on Netflix so far.
So season 2 inakam?
They have told us to pitch for season 2 now. we need to start planning out.
So then I jam. She starts walking away more. Can you walk away from our interview? Jam.
Guys, what we have in store for you in season 2.
Watoto ni wake si wake Diana. DNA imefanywa haijafanywa jamani.
Season 2. That's season 2.
Watoto ni wa wanyama.
That's season.
Anyway, so listen guys, we have a longer extended interview that we're going to do on their channels.
Just to put it clear, we you know, the reason I did that post about, there are 2 people I posted, Wanyama, I posted Mama Mweni. I think nothing personal. We were just being sarcastic with what the rumors people have online and all that. So if we might have offended them in any way, we ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. Tunaonyesha there's nothing serious, because if you utakuwa serious sana na hizi vitu what they do online, like there's a day I think they tweeted about my adopted son, and they say it's Wanyama's son.
But they cannot just clarify right now, Diana. Huyo kijana Bahati, najua umeona hizo picha. You know sometimes when they put those pictures back to back, I'm just like wow. Wow. Yeah. Huyu mtoto, even though Bahati had adopted him, and
even before I adopted him,
2 years before
we met.
Yes. Yeah. You guys met.
And I know it affects, you know, maybe for Wanyama is not used to this social media nonsense, and I understand, because I think there's a time he even
tweeted and said like, please leave me out of this.
Because asikuwe serious sana, akiwa serious ndio wanamuingililia zaidi. So because huyu ni mtoto nilitoka naye ABC Kenya Children's Home, where I grew up in the children's home. So they are not related in any way.
Yeah. They are not related in any way, shape or form. And can we just please have more men who just stand? Did you see, every time I directed a question to Diana, did you guys see May all men who are watching the show and in the studio mumejaa hapa wanaume tu na waona. Just be like, let me answer that question. Let me, for my madam. Thank you so much, you guys. We have more to talk about. Please watch their channels. Interview, it's 2 hours long. I have more research. I'll ask them on their channel, okay? Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Amina, for having us.
Make sure that you watch
We'll
the show.
be back on the trend.
Yes, for season 2.
We'll be back.
For season 2. This is their show, to be honest. All right, so Kido, Osoro, I know you guys are still here. Osoro najua uyo dem ameshinda amekutext haamini kwa hapa. Haamini si ndio?
No. You know, Amina.
Talk back inashinda natoka kakangu niambie.
Amina, when you said huo kijana alia hapo kumbe hajaoa officially, ulifungua soko because now mimi and Kido tunajiuliza naambia Kido bro, tukishikanisha mishahara hatuwezi fanya kitu. Tukishikanisha mishahara hatuwezi nunua hata bed sitter ya umoja. Hata kama zile hazina maji.
Wa jamani.
Bed sitter za umoja ukienda kutafuta nyumba jamaa anakimbia huko rooftop anamwaga maji. Ndio ukifungua tap iko maji iko. Tunaweza shikana hiyo Diana BP experience maisha Istlando. We appreciate Bahati.
Mulionele so Diana alipelekwa kibanda akauliza, is this really ama kuna mali, is this a joke? Ilikuwa that was the final destination, so mkimpeleka huko naona akielewa Kido.
Amina, I have
one question for... go home. Najua utaki tuende nyumbani.
Yes, I have one question for the Bahatis.
Ask.
Kwanza, congratulations Bahati, big up for becoming the first Kenyan reality to be on Netflix. My question is that I don't know what's your take on the finance bill, because everyone is rejecting the finance bill.
Hey.
Very important question.
Sema I reject. Niyo tusema tu I reject as an
ama una support wewe ni msanii wa rais.
Bahati speak.
Okay, acha
kuna vipengee.
Acha
Kido umetumwa.
Bahati ni mwanasiasa, Bahati is a politician.
Bahati ni msanii wa rais, rafiki wa rais, jirani ya rais.
Bado.
I support partly, I reject partly.
Nini hiyo umesema?
Some of the clauses like hii gari I was not for it because sasa inamaanisha Diana apaki ile Range Rover yake kabisa kama anapewa SG motor vehicle tax. That is one of the things that did not sit well with me. But of course they at the end of the day we cannot reject it as a whole, because we need to pay taxes for the government to nini. But if vile iko hivi sahi hapana.
Diana?
Yeah.
Yeah, with my husband. Yani akienda.
Amen.
No, I think Diana is giving the vibes of our beloved senator. I'm just with my husband. Unajua anasema hivyo, Amina songa hapa karibu.
Cheki.
Anasema hivyo. Amesound kama hajaisoma, amekuwa busy akishoot. So kama mzee ashasoma, acha tu tuende nayo.
Hapana, hata haijalishi. Okay, so tuseme you think if Rachel Ruto, the first lady, had a different opinion, you think publicly she would admit it?
Yeah, she needs to.
She has to.
She needs to. Then they will not have a successful marriage.
Successful. Sema hiyo jina vizuri hata sasa unaharibu.
Kwani nimesema?
Achana nayo, sitarudi huko.
Achana twende. Listen. If Osoro is my partner and Osoro feels some type of way.
God forbid. I'm your partner.
God forbid, because he's so broke. I would never.
Amina niko na example nzuri sana lakini
nijikute
na maskini kama huyu.
Nijikute na huyu mwanadada.
Amina.
Mishahara yangu moja ni ya makeup yake tayari. Hiyo mimi sintafilisika jamani, nitarudi Kisii.
Hata ile leo unaweza nunua.
Ninunue kwa mimi mjinga.
Osoro.
Mkisia nunue nywele.
Osoro.
Yeah.
Kuna swali fulani nataka niulize. Niko na example lakini unaona inaweza niweka hatarini, inaweza futwa kazi, inaweza sina lawyer. Lakini assuming kwa leo wewe ni mwizi. Alafu bibi yako ni mwizi. Mbele ya watu mnaweza kubali nyote ni wezi?
Sasa naona tunaingilia territory dangerous kwa sababu nimepatiana example ya
mimi naomba hiyo siku waseme sikuwa kazi. Hiyo siku ingia.
So unasema
naomba.
Unasema bibi mwizi.
Mimi
umesema bibi mwizi.
Naomba mnapoendelea mimi siko kwanza. Ngoja. Ama family.
So umesema bibi
Osoro,
mwizi, bwana
Osoro.
mwizi, lakini sote tunajificha nyuma ya Mungu. Ama hiyo part ni mimi nimejiekelea.
Hapana.
Hiyo part nimejiekelea.
Inamaanisha yani for example
I'm being too specific.
Kama kuna makosa, for example bwana wako amefanya makosa ama mnadifa kidogo, hata kama nyinyi mtu mko pamoja, unatoka unasema because saa hii tunahitaji viongozi wetu watushikilie. Maisha saa hii sio sawa. Hatuko sawa. Hata Bahati anataka season 2, but hayuko sawa.
Bahati hawajali bro. Bahati is international now.
No,
You know,
it's
no,
okay.
let me tell you.
Remember, even the film equipment.
Guys, Bahati is not like he can only empathize with your Kenyan issues and your Kenyan tax problem.
Yeah.
Bahati has Zimbabweans, Ghanaians, South Africans. If
Why
I'm
Kenyans
lying-
want views, Amina?
Giving reviews. They're like, you know, I
Amina,
just watched Diana and Bahati. Have you guys seen this? Am I lying? Am I lying?
Amina,
It's not lying, fam. They don't understand your problems. It's just us now. It's just us and Akina Miliwa Jesus and Akina
Ay, Amina.
na Akina
Are
Terence.
complaining.
Ay.
Who are complaining?
We are
Ay.
the Terence, the me, the you.
Watu wa kusema bei imepanda mchele tuende sokoni kipimwa na
Ni
glass.
sisi. Akina Bahati
Uchumi.
hata uliona Bahati waliitwa na meeting na their staff. Wewe uko na staff kwenyu?
Na
Kido,
mimi?
uko na staff?
Kido ndio staff.
Mimi nifanya kazi tu ya pila mimi. Mimi nifanya kazi.
Bracket, like-
And I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hapo I'm with you.
Yeah,
kabisa, because,
yeah.
I mean, look at even the launch. I think one thing I need to big up the Bahatis. I mean, that launch ilikuwa ni mtu tu mmoja ndiye alikosa tuseme nyi retire sasa, tokeni showbiz, tokeni kabisa juu sasa
Acheni
mshafika,
niwaambie.
Nani alikosa?
mshachieve all the heights.
Nani
Mimi
alikosa?
nilikuwa nimekuja na nguo nyingine hapo, ilikuwa na, in fact no one saw me because I
I
was
saw
hiding.
you.
But Bahati
Mimi
hatukukula.
sikuwa najua DP atakuja for real. Nilikuwa fikira Diana anaota. Ati you know, we are getting the DP. I was like, wow, Diana ameanza kuvuta
Ile kitu.
Nikasema awache because DP anakuja hii giga.
Pia anakuja kufanya.
Anakuja
Truthful
kwa
man
show.
anakuja nini?
We.
Ukamwona?
Nikikuja, nguo.
Ulikuwa kwa mic, you are the
Bro,
MC.
yes I was.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I can either flash him and change my life, or I could just focus on other people. So mimi nilikuwa tu simwangali because I could either be arrested or my life I would move to Karen. It's like a 50-50.
Kwani vitu mbili.
Either niende jela.
Na wewe uanze kuombea watu. Hiyo ndio.
Niko na siwezi ombea wase, but you know, no matter how much you guys hate, no matter what you guys say, this is such a big deal for our country. And the more we start understanding and realizing that when someone makes it, it is opening a door for us to not only be inspired, not only for us to dream. When we were younger, there was no Kenyan who would ever aspire to this
We
kind
still
of life.
are. I'm still young.
Oh,
Mimi kijana mdogo bado nanyonya. I'm still
Sasa
mimi.
ukunyonyonya mademo tao, mimi namaanisha watu bro.
Hiyo siku ingia kazi.
Usherati.
Hiyo siku ingia kazi. Naenda kufuta jina yangu hapo kwa soja hapo chini. Sikukuwa.
We have to go. But there's no Kenyan who would have dreamt of something like this, and I'm so grateful for them. And I'm so happy that you guys are hating, but you're watching, which is wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Usually, even when you're watching the trend, I need you to hate me, to watch the show and compare me
Kama wewe
to Larry
hukupendi.
Madowo of 9 years ago, which is wonderful. And I've
Ni
made
mimi
way
tu
more money
nimekushikilia.
than he could ever have had or ever have made on the show, which is still okay. But I want you guys to watch the show, support them, encourage them, because Kenyans would never have imagined to be on this kind of scale or on this level.
Oh, yeah.
People all over the world now can say, waseni wa Kenya. Hey, washaanza kucheza ngoma ni kama tuko
Washaanza,
Oscars.
wanatoa.
Thank you for watching the show.
Mbuya
My name
mono.
is Amina Abdi
Mbuya
Naba.
mono.
Thank you.
Ni tumeanza kusomea wa Kenya sasa. Ni tumeanza kusomea watu sasa. Watu wanashangaa, who is hating? People love the show.
Ndega, my producer, you are amazing. My director for tonight, John. My crew, everyone, my guests.
The Bahatis.
Olunga.
Diana, who is not
yes.
married. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah.